Making headlines tonight, local legal authorities mull over a high court ruling on the serious indecency and buggery laws. Government discusses plans for the money it will receive under its new arrangement with the IMF. The Queen Elizabeth Hospital affected by a cybersecurity incident. And in sports, Argentina booked their place in the World Cup final with today's victory over Croatia.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening and welcome to the CBC NewsNight. I'm Wendy Berg. The Barbados High Court has overturned the laws on serious indecency and buggery that criminalize consensual same-sex relations. This means authorities can no longer prosecute people under these sections of the Sexual Offences Act. Attorney General Dale Marshall tells CBC News he's aware of the decision given yesterday by Madam Justice Michelle Weeks in the claim of Renee Holder McLean Ramirez and others. He says he's not surprised at the ruling in relation to Section 9, since there's now a vast amount of jurisprudence within the Caribbean and beyond, which has struck down the offence of buggery for being unconstitutional. However, Mr. Marshall's concern has to do with offences committed against underage individuals.
I do have some immediate concerns in relation to the striking down of the offences created in Section 12, since that section concerns, among other things, indecent sexual conduct with minors. I'm awaiting the perfected order and also the written decision of Justice Weeks, and unfortunately that decision will not be available until early in the new year. But when we see the written decision, we will then be able to analyse her legal reasoning and make a decision on whether we appeal or not.
Barbados plans to use some of the funds from a new arrangement with the IMF to upgrade low-income houses and replace old water mains. This was revealed by Prime Minister Mia Motley during a discussion hosted by the IMF on the Resilience and Sustainability Trust. Sharika Griffith has the details.
Prime Minister Mia Motley says in addition to hurricanes, Barbados is facing a groundwater crisis. She suggests replacing the country's old water mains is a 20 to 25-year exercise. This is one of the ways the funds from the Resilience and Sustainability Trust will be put to use.
We look forward to this being able to help us with coastal defense, water mains, a number of other early warning systems, and above all else, the repurposing and reconstruction of our housing stock. If we get hit tomorrow, my greatest fear is that we will lose about 70% of our low and lower middle income housing stock because of the manner in which roofs were constructed for the last 60 years. And that's part and parcel of why we call it a roofs to reefs project, because we have to change from our roofs right back down to the rebuilding of our coral reefs.
Last week, the IMF revealed its executive board had agreed on a 36-month extended fund facility in the amount of $113 million for the island and $189 million from the Resilience and Sustainability Trust. Managing Director of the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, explains why the new venture is important.
Unless we change the trajectory of carbon emissions in emerging markets and developing economies, now, by 2030, they would contribute 66% of the emissions, 20% more than they did some decade ago. So, for all of us, and that goes to all hands on deck, for all of us, it is so critical that we help emerging markets and developing countries to transform to low carbon and climate resilient trajectory, or otherwise we are all cooked.
The money from the trust significantly lengthens the period before repayment. Prime Minister Motley says while the IMF has done its part in this regard, she wants other institutions to follow suit. That, she believes, will allow the country space to invest in education, health, and other areas that will benefit citizens.
I can't bring back a country after social implosion in under a generation, so that we need to understand that if ever there was a time for us to revisit debt sustainability metrics, it is now. And every dollar of debt is not equivalent. $1 of debt to build a school does not give me the same rate of return as quickly as $1 of debt to build a geothermal facility. So that we have to ask the economists, with all due respect, to dig a little deeper and to be a little more granular in terms of its metrics. And if we use these crude proxies, then we end up with crude results, which means people fall in between the cracks.
As Prime Minister Motley continues her call for greater political will to address challenges facing small island states, she's revealed France's President Emmanuel Macron has agreed to a summit in June or July. The focus will be on changing the basis on which financing goes to the global south. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
While in Washington, Prime Minister Motley also met with Managing Director of the International Finance Corporation, Makhtar Diop, and Rwandan President Paul Kagame. The IFC today announced its support for a new partnership among countries in the Caribbean, Latin America, and Africa. The Transatlantic Alliance for Health and Pharmaceutical Equity aims to achieve the development and manufacturing of 60% of all essential pharmaceuticals in the respective regions by 2040. Prime Minister Motley says it will help the goal of achieving pharmaceutical equity while providing opportunities for citizens whose expertise is in the area of sciences. The initiative will focus on oncological drugs, preventative and therapeutic vaccines, as well as improving women's health outcomes. Operations at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital have been affected by a cybersecurity incident. Executive Chairman Juliet Bino-Sutherland says the internet network disruption has resulted in delays to some sections of the hospital.
The medical team is meeting to work out the logistics of our medical services this evening. Thankfully, the staff is going beyond and above to ensure that we provide the best services in the current circumstances. As I speak, our IT department is working in conjunction with MIST and a cybersecurity expert to rectify the situation.
Ms. Sutherland adds every effort is being made to restore the system.
Our challenges are currently more in the region of disrupting our services by causing us to stop all internet-facing services, which is quite extensive for a hospital of this nature. Meanwhile, the IT experts have taken all precautions to protect the integrity of our system and the privacy of all of our patients. We do apologize for the inconvenience that may be experienced by our users, but rest assured, we'll continue to keep the public informed as we seek to restore services here at the hospital.
Meanwhile, a cyber expert is telling us tonight that hacker attacks on institutions are either for money or to get information on their clients. David Gittins, who's worked in the field for the last 16 years and is the founding president of the Information Systems Security Association Barbados chapter, tells us many hackers try to get information to use for blackmail.
An attack on one entity can result in an attack on several entities. It can result in a lot of data either being destroyed, stolen. Sometimes it's sensitive data which can get people in trouble. Like sometimes they attack police stations and they get sensitive information and they mess with investigations, or they get people who are undercover in trouble. Sometimes it's medical data where they do a lot of things to try to mess up. And sometimes, like say in the case of a hospital, what they do sometimes is they try to see if they can turn off devices to make it less likely that people survive, or they just create so much confusion that the hospital can't offer the amount of care. They may fool around with the records so that you don't have the information you need on the patients. You know, there's a wide variety of things that can result just from one hack of an institution.
Police are probing a shooting incident in St. George which has left a man dead. According to reports, the deceased, 50-year-old Mitchell Ken O'Neill Lewis of Carter's Clifton Hall, St. John, was shot around 1:15 this morning at Greens. Officers responded to the scene. However, on arrival, they learned the victim was transported by private motorcar for medical attention at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Police say he subsequently died while undergoing emergency medical treatment. Anyone who may have witnessed or have any knowledge of this incident is asked to contact Police Emergency at 211, Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477, or any police station. Coming up, we hear from a teenager who lost both her parents in tragic circumstances. That story and more when we return. The Christchurch Girls' School is moving to create a culture of kindness and strengthen the emotional intelligence of students. The Water Street Institution has launched what it calls its Kindness Challenge. It is being spearheaded by the school's Positive Behavior Management Program, as we hear from Coordinator Deborah Jones.
Our girls were motivated to do a kind deed each day. They were very excited and we're very pleased at the result. We decided on the Kindness Challenge because we felt that the social and emotional learning skills are all based on kindness. Kindness is the foundation of the social and emotional learning skills.
One of the main activities under the challenge has been a food drive where a range of items are collected in barrels at the school for individuals and families in need. Some of the students have been sharing their thoughts on the initiative with us.
I feel good about giving to others in need and donating because you do not know what other people are going through in these hard times.
Donating is very heartwarming to see that you are able to give a family in need something to at least help them.
I feel happy that I am able to make a donation to families in need.
A local entrepreneur wants to help empower women and assist them in pursuing set goals for 2023. Kamisha King of Queen Mindset will be doing so through an upcoming Write the Vision conference set for Saturday. King sees partnerships as critical in helping develop women. She wants to see them become the best version of themselves.
I ask you today, are you feeling stuck in your vision? Then this conference is for you. Are you setting goals and not reaching them? Then let us teach you how to execute your goals effectively. Do you find it hard to visualize yourself in a better place than you are now? Then let's help you create a plan that will allow you to visualize a better future. Do you need clarity and inspiration for where you are going in 2023? Then let's help you map the vision. I want to teach you how I did it because I have gained the results, and with the results I can teach you how you can also implement what I have been able to do thus far.
Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred Abrams is on board with the venture. He says Ms. King is an example for many to follow.
We have examples of young progressive people right here in Barbados who are backing themselves, who are not just coming with a plan and asking for assistance, but who are pulling it off. So the last Queen's Mindset conference was well attended, and the persons who spoke to me about it, the persons who went, expressed nothing but gratitude for doing it. So to me, when Kamisha reached out to me again this year, it was a no-brainer for me. This is a young lady I firmly believe in. She represents the good in Barbados, she represents the good in young people, and she represents the potential of our young people.
Christmas came early for scores of children from Jackman's surrounding districts and the St. Joseph constituency. This as the Togetherness Social Club hosted its 11th annual Christmas party over the weekend. The little ones were seen participating in several activities such as face painting and the apple eating competition. Parliamentary Representative for St. Joseph, Dale Marshall, was on hand for the occasion. Public Relations Officer Courtney Downs is pleased with the response.
We've catered for just about 75 kids or thereabout, but within the community, you know, you always get those drop-ins, not dropouts. And we're catering for all of those, and we're having a fantastic time this afternoon. They're drawing for what part my president and I always refer to as our catchment area, which is Jackman's, Bibby's Lane, Proud, Sugar Hill, Walk Spring, right up to Horsey, Lammings, and we catered mostly to the schools and the churches.
The party kick-started the club's week of giving back to the community and supporters. President Pat Paris has been giving CBC News an idea of what else is on the cards.
Next Saturday, we are going to be doing hampers. You will see the churches coming to collect the hampers for their persons. We will be actually out in the community distributing the hampers, and there are persons who have been very, very good to the Togetherness Social Group. We will also be doing ham cutters and black cake next Saturday. So if you're in the area, drop in. We are starting from 11.
Just over a week ago, Barbadians woke up to the news of a fatal freak accident at Rogers Quarry, which took the life of 37-year-old excavator operator Rohan Wendt. He was killed when a large boulder fell on the vehicle he was operating. However, this is not the first time unexpected tragedy has hit the family, as the mother of Rohan's first child was one of the 6 young women killed in the 2010 Campus Trends fire. CBC's Shane Jones travels to the Silver Hill childhood home of Rohan to speak with his brother and daughter.
To those who don't know, this video looks like old footage of Rohan, but it's not. This is his brother Randy, scrolling through photos of the two of them as children. He says he feels like he's missing a part of himself.
Dressing the same way, coming out looking the same way, playing sports together in all sports, cricket, football, tennis, whenever we do. So like, it was a real tragic to know like a boy like that responsible for everybody to know now as a good boy too, helpful, playful, with family, friends, people encourage him to like look at him as like a big brother or a younger brother.
Randy says his brother left a lasting impression on the lives of many and has left a legacy.
A fella come to me here, as he's doing, he's deal with drinks and things. They're 3 years now, like he in business and he got 5 branches. Like he said Rohan is one feel that motivate he when he like actually thinking about giving up. Rohan tell you know anything to give up, keep on the motivation, and he actually owns 5 branches now. He come to me crying here, like he can't believe it.
Randy has vowed to be the perfect uncle to his niece Kalia, who has lost both parents now at just 17 years old. He remembers how Rohan dealt with the passing of then-girlfriend Kellyanne Welch in the Campus Trends fire back in September 2010.
It was real hard for him, very hard for him, and he really stuck up with his daughter that he stayed there where she going down to know like she actually passed for Carson College. He do all he could do, and he actually showed she in ways like, yes, people is gotta die and thing, and try to keep she on that mindset to know like, I here with you, don't mind she gone, but daddy here with you, and she stick there with her, encourage him in life. And I don't even know how she can take this here now to know like her mom and father, so I just hoping to know like she could understand it the same way how he tried to understand it with she, because that's how he was to make people to understand things in the best way they can.
And Kalia, now a student of the Barbados Community College, told me about the moment she got the awful news while at home. She remembers preparing to message her dad before it slipped her mind.
I hear my boyfriend come by the door and knock, and that's weird for that to happen at that time of the night. So you know something was wrong, and he come upstairs shaky. First I thought it was my cousin, saying it happened to my cousin, and I thought something happened on the block again, and it was my uncle. Last thing on my mind was that it was my father. He worked site. And he told me to call to make sure that what he heard was true. And I called, and my cousin picked up the phone, and he was crying. And that's when it came. No, boy, I wasn't expecting it. I know for sure not me, because I was expecting to see my father the Friday night or the Saturday morning.
Kalia says no one can understand what she's experiencing.
I still didn't get over my mother passing. And then for my father to come and go, that was life. I don't know how to feel, don't know what to do. And then you could do, honestly. And then nothing nobody said to me can make me feel better or make the pain any easier, so just got along and seeing me was living to make my mother and my aunt proud. My father just got added to the bunch.
A date for the funeral will be announced soon. Shane Jones, CBC News.
Catholics from across the island and region gathered in person and online yesterday to bid their final farewell to the first Bishop of Bridgetown and Kingstown, Bishop Emeritus Anthony Dixon. President of Barbados, the Most Honourable Dame Sandra Mason, led the list of dignitaries present at the St. Patrick Roman Catholic Cathedral for the funeral mass. Bishop Dixon, who served from 1970 to 1995 at the helm of the Bridgetown-Kingstown Diocese, died last month on the 29th of November, the eve of Barbados' independence. He was 87 years old. Delivering the homily, Vicar General of the Diocese of Bridgetown, Father Clement Paul, gave an insight into the life, contribution and influences of the late bishop.
It's a thanksgiving to God for calling this man, small in stature, big in voice and laughter. Archbishop Jakes referred to it. Big, and big in graciousness, in goodness, and I would dare to say in holiness.
The Business Report, brought to you by the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme, a department of the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, supporting young entrepreneurs from idea to enterprise.
In tonight's Yes Business Report, it was some good old-fashioned curiosity that was partially responsible for this entrepreneur making her mark with some well-known local favorites. Ryan Broom has more.
Tracia Holder says Ari Sweet Treats was started back in 2014, but was officially registered in 2015. She recalls the moment that sparked the business actually getting off the ground.
I started because I saw some coconut laying around the house, and I just was experimenting. Made a sugar cake, and that was the beginning. That was the initiation to doing all of these other things, which is sugar cake, nut cake, granola bars, cakes, all kind of things. That was my beginning.
Tracia says very soon after that, friends, family, and eventually average Barbadians were giving her rave reviews.
When I was getting good feedback, I said, well, you know, let me try to do something else. Let me try to improve. Let me try to do more, because I was just doing the confectionery, and people was like, oh, you're not getting into baking? So then I ended up going to do a baking class. So then so it's from confectionery, and then I'm into baking now. So I'm doing a mixture of both. Yeah, we do birthday cakes, pizza skins, roti skins. We do cake, granola bars, the cereal as well, sugar cake, nut cake, even samosas, all kind of things, a variety.
And she says a clear favorite has emerged among her special treats. And in many ways, it might otherwise be considered a little unconventional by local standards.
Granola bars, that's a big hit. Everybody like the granola bars, yeah. They're not too hard, you know, they got the nature value to be very crispy. Those are, mine are a little softer, and they don't have any sugar. It's sweetened with honey, so it's a healthier option if for somebody that don't want the direct sugar in their bars, yes.
And Tracia says the granola bars actually came about in her quest to expand her selection of healthy treats.
I was trying to do a healthy nut cake. I don't know if that would make sense, because they had a nut cake with like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and it was like, well, I could do something else with this too. So then I ended up trying around, experimenting in the lab. So that's how the granola bars come into play. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tracia says Yes has truly helped her in the development of her business.
Well, I did a course at Yes, so that helped me to like price, you know, put value to the product now. So you know how, if you're making a profit, how, if you know, like suppose I do like let me, for example, if I do a granola bar, then I will know like if it's a profitable business. You know, you will know how to, if to keep that product, if to put that on the back burner and start something else, or you know, you will know how to organize, how to plan, how to do everything. That's all. Yes, I need to market as well. So yeah, they help in that section, financing and the marketing.
And looking towards the future, Tracia says she is confident that her products can do well beyond the shores of Barbados.
Yeah, I could see some of the products being international, you know, games export, like the granola cereal. I got a cereal too that, you know, I think that's a good market to get out here a good product to get all up there in the market.
Now, if you'd like to get in contact with Tracy Holder and Ari Sweet Treats, just give her a call or message via WhatsApp at 823-2031 or check out Ari's Treats on Instagram. And please remember that everything is made to order. For the Yes Business Report, I'm Ryan Brew.
Time now for round 2 of sports.
Thanks so much, Wendy. Well, the finalists in the National Sports Council Secondary Schools Volleyball competition have been decided, with Christchurch Foundation advancing in both the male and female sections against St. Michael and Barbados Community College, respectively. Semi-final action. First up, featuring Aline School closest to the screen, taking on Christchurch Foundation. Aline with the hustle play, managing to keep the ball alive. Can Foundation make use of the freeness? Nope, point to the Aline School. Actually, both teams traded points in the opener. Rihanna Holder didn't get any height on the attempted set for Gianni Leacock or Tamika Husbands. Husbands can't salvage it. Foundation would eventually edge Aline School in the first, 25-23. Big kill from the short set. Crowd loving it. Aline, well, they bounced back big time in the second after a switch of ends. This sequence exemplified how intense the exchanges became. Kara Watson finding space in the backcourt. And in everything, you need a bit of luck. Watson gifting her opponents with a free ball. Apparently, it was strategically planned. Drops into the court for the point. Aline take the second, 25-11. A decisive third set needed with a spot in the finals on the line. Match point coming up for CFS, who are now closest to the screen. No one wants to make a mistake. A block at the net and the dump to follow up. Christchurch Foundation pulling off the victory, 25-23, 11-25, 11-9 over Aline School. Celebration time. In the other girls' semi-final, Barbados Community College closest to the screen, only needed 2 sets to get past Harrison College. Kiana Mason with an ace. Then the attack from the left of screen via Deanna Walren eluded 3 HC players. Easy pickings. Up 11-9 in the first. BCC will complete the task in the end to win 25-19, 25-18. Let's turn our attention to the boys now. Queen's College in red battling St. Michael's School. Both teams looking to exploit any weaknesses on the edges. Damian Clark lunging. No dividends there. QC won the first set, 25-12. They already look ready for the challenge from SMS. Giovanni Edwards with hang time, killed on the line. The boys from Husbands on a roll. But after leveling the contest at 1 apiece, SMS showed resolve with dogged defense and some mistakes from QC. Kimani Cox with the rejection. The Cougars going on to seal the deal in 3. 12-21, 25-18, 15-12 over Queen's College. And finally, on our highlights reel, Christchurch Foundation toppled Barbados Community College. Nicholas Durant with a special delivery. Sweet. The defense was also percolating. 2 towers, making it hard to split. BCC under the pump. Set point coming up. Foundation, finals bong. What an ace to end it all. CFS with a 25-17, 25-22 victory over Barbados Community College.
We've come to the end of our news. Thanks for viewing. On behalf of the entire team, good night.
Thanks for visiting us. To get more stories like this one, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.